But he was that, bro. If he wanted you out of there, he'd go do it himself on the field by himself.
He was something wrong with him.
Now today I'm going to be talking about one of the most heinous anime villains, aka Light Vaughn. Now he ain't Kira today, he ain't like Yagami today. And now for each scene we're going to judge Light based on his shystiness, efficiency, and finesse. Not finesse, finesse. We're gonna be using badges from bronze to Hall of Fame. Simple as that, let's get it. Now before Light Yagami became the vessel for King Bond, he started off as a class tryhard who was obviously trying to ore farm in class every day. Cause I know what he was doing sitting by this window. He's not fooling nobody. But eventually the day came where he saw the Death Note, aka his Bluetooth Gen 5 with a switch fell out the sky. And personally, I don't care how tough the cover of a book is. If it says Death Note on it, bro, I'm not picking that John up. And of course, that's exactly what Light Vaughn did, because he was a menace the whole time. So when bro got home, he read the directions of how to use the book. Mind you, something along the lines of, whoever writes a name in this Death Note, the person will get boomed, get murked. And now I'm just thinking about this. Imagine this fell into the wrong person's hands, like one of my homeboys, man. I ain't gonna lie, I would have been cooked. They would have wrote my name in a Death Note for jokes, for memes, LOL. Then they would have saw me on the news the next day. But luckily, Light Vaughn didn't want to just test it on one of his homies. And he said he needed a real opportunity. And of course, anime timing wise, the opportunity found him. Because for some reason, when he turned on the TV, there was a dude holding kids hostage in a school. I'm not saying there's any reason to hold people hostage, but what are we doing with kids? Why are we in a school holding kids hostage? What was our goal, bro? I see why Light Vaughn was depressed in class. He living in Gotham. But yeah, they conveniently announced the name in the face of bro on TV, and Light decides it's time to go Vaughn mode. So he instantly writes bro's name down. So at first, Light didn't think this John worked. He went about his business like, oh yeah, this just must have been a spook. So the news reporter started tweaking out, talking about the culprit has been pronounced dead. Apparently something happened. This right here was just the trigger to Light Vaughn's terror. Because yeah, after this, he decided he needed one more test to make sure this thing was real, and used it on a thug, causing him to get hit by a truck, bro. Not just no little truck, this is truck Kun. And so that same night, he decided he was going to be Justice. And bro wrote down the names of all the most evil villains he could think of and just got them gone. That night, bro, that night he turned, I'm telling you, Light Vaughn, he's the embodiment. Like, look at this man, he was losing sleep over this, bro. Now for this first display of Light Vaughn, we must dive into a special scene. And now leading up until this point, Light hadn't done too much with the Death Note, but he was experimenting with how the Death Note works by killing more criminals. So of course bro was psycho enough, he wanted to see this mess firsthand. So he thought to do what any normal human would do. Go on a date with a girl in his phone and then use the Death Note to murk somebody. Like, I get he was trying to like set up the date to cover his tracks and not look suspicious, but gang, what the freak, man? But yeah, long story short, when he popped outside, he realized he was being followed. And in my opinion, by the most conspicuous FBI agent I've ever seen. Cause look at he decided to wear the biggest trench coat he had, bro. Looking like Denzel from Training Day. But back on point, once they got into the bus, FBI just sits right behind Light in his day. Kinda creepy Light, but I guess he's on a mission, so I'm gonna let it slide. And so when it gets to the next spot is when Light's little experiment rolls into play. Because just as planned, the criminal he wanted to take out enters the bus. Real quick, bro, personally, if I'm the bus driver, I'm not letting this dude on. Look at his player build, look at his fit, look at his eyes, man. This dude is obviously crazy. I'm gonna have to drop kick him flying back. So when he gets on, Light just has this, according to plan, look. But yeah, this thug just decides to uppull on everybody, including the bus driver, just losing it. So Light, knowing this is his plan, decides to write on a note to Shorty, talking about he gonna be the hero. He like, don't worry, when folks walks by, I'm gonna take the gun and everything's gonna be all right. Who did she think Light was? That's what I'm wondering. Who did she think Light was? But of course, the real Clark Kent behind on the freaking detective, he sees the letter Light wrote and was like, that's not gonna work. Trust and believe me. Like, what are you doing? Who do you think you are, bro? This is Light Vaughn you talking to. But yeah, Light's devious self had this all planned out and ends up making bro show his ID to gain their trust and let him know he's not just an accomplice. And hear me out. I know the situation is pretty drastic or whatever, but as an FBI agent, detective, whatever he is, you don't just throw your ID out like that, do you? I don't care. Like, Light's just good at manipulating people. That's what it was. I'm not even gonna be too hard on Clark. But yeah, Light and bro end up being somewhat on the same page until Light Vaughn accidentally drops a sheet of paper from his Death Note, causing this tweaker to pick it up. But little did Unk know, once again, this is all a part of Light Vaughn's plan. Because by touching the paper, the tweaker ends up being able to see the Shinigami, and he starts losing it, rightfully so, because this is a monster built like Shaquille O'Neal, posted up out of nowhere. He just spawned in on her. Because y'all can't tell me any time of day you seen this thing, you're not tweaking. You're not losing it, bro. Yeah, Light Vaughn is one devious man. Because this all leads, bro, to run off the bus and get hit by ongoing traffic, dog. Like, yo, this is crazy work, bro. And yeah, that's something up for Light Vaughn's experiment right there, bro. Plus, mind you, he also got the name of the FBI agent following him, bro. Let's give Light Vaughn the ranking for this mission right here. Now, I'm give him shystiness, silver, because he didn't really need to get in that mode. Maybe the axe itself was shysty, but he wasn't really on timing. It was just a chill, calm knockoff. For efficiency, I have to go with gold. He got the job done quick experimenting and murking, bro. So I'm giving him gold, but it wasn't as snappy as I wanted it to be. And for Von Ness, I'm giving him a gold. He didn't show too much that excited me and showed that he was really the vessel in this scene, but we got more to come. Speaking of the FBI agent from last mission, because of course you know I have to talk about what happens next. So the next day, Light is just posted up in this underground subway area, telling Shaq what he's figured out about the Death Note. And he had the Shinigami appalled. He's like, I didn't even know that about the Death Note. Yeah, all right. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even tripping about none of that, because I'm more focused on this fit Light just put on, bro. Do you see what this is swag, bro? What?
He got that on though.
So finally, when Light Vaughn spots his target, he sights these up and gets right behind Unk, telling him his full name and that if he turns around, he's gonna get packed up. And this right here is when I see flash of Von Ness. I have to note that, because who we feeling like? This is really his first drill. So after telling bro he's Kira Vaughn, aka Light Vaughn, just like any normal citizen would do, Unk starts tweaking and he starts questioning if bro's really about that life. He trying to test Light Vaughn gangster. But Light just talking about something. I'm gonna demonstrate for you, cuh. Knocks off some random dude sweeping the cafe who he tells was an offender. And this made Unk believe him for sure, because I ain't gonna lie, he would have had me. I ain't gonna lie, he didn't even have to knock nobody off. Pulling up behind me saying my whole gubby, yeah, you might be Light Vaughn. So Light ends up convincing Unk to put this earpiece in and give him directions instead of whoever he was talking to. I think he was talking to somebody before. But yeah, ultimately he has him get on this train, and once he's on the train, he demands bro to write down the names of all the other FBI agents that touched down in Japan. And after this, I knew Light Vaughn was on timing, bro, because I couldn't believe it. He trying to drop a nuke, obviously. And Unk had the nerve to be like, why does he want me to write the names down of all these people when they're already, I don't know. I'm not sure, Unk. But yeah, after placing this photo with all these names on the rack overhead, Light tells bro he can just hop off the train. But as soon as he steps foot off this John, that man starts grabbing his chest. And if you know what that means in Death Note, you know that means somebody just got dropped. And as we know, this was Light Vaughn, the Grim Reaper. Because as soon as he turns around, he sees Light Vaughn on the train. And then he figures out it was Light himself, bro. And the way that Light just stares into the eyes of Uncle while he's going out, bro, this is insane work, bro. He talking about some farewell. Whatever bro's name was, Payne. I forgot his name. But yeah, the real finishing move starts that night when he gets home and he writes down the name of all the agents and takes them out, bro. 11 birds with one stone. I'm pretty sure there was 11. Just like that, Light Vaughn deleted all his problems that easy. Now for sightiness in this scene, I'm going to a gold, of course. Efficiency, I gotta go with silver. Actually, no, frick that. I gotta go with Hall of Fame, bro. He just killed 11 dudes with one stone. I was gonna say because he was talking so much during the drill. He just dropped all the ops he needed. And Vanessa, I'm going with gold, bro. Mainly because the look back and the farewell threw me off. If he would have done the look back and said something cooler than farewell pay or whatever his name is, that just lost me a little bit. But it's time for the scene you all love. So after this occurred, Light went about his Vaughn duties per normal. Till one day he was looking for his pops because his cell phone wasn't working. And he slides to Pop's job, aka the police building, or whatever he works at, the detective building. But what do you know, when he got there, some random lady was begging the front desk people to talk to someone because she knew info about the Light Vaughn case. And I'm not gonna lie, her fate was sealed right here, because after Kira Vaughn heard that, he was on that noise. Because Light walks up to the desk, making her aware that he's the police chief's son, with the dude at the front desk confirming. And now looking back at this scene, she was against all odds. I don't care what nobody says, she did better than everybody. So like I was saying, Light ended up chopping it up with Shorty and mentioning he knows about the FBI agents that just got packed up. By him, mind you. And what Light doesn't know yet, but will soon find out, is that this ain't no random lady, as we know. This is Unk's fiance. So when they get outside, Shorty starts telling Light what she knows about the case and whatnot. But then when she mentions that one FBI agent was her fiance and the details about the bus, and whoever saw his ID on the bus gotta be Kira Vaughn, Light instantly knew he had to send her to the Shadow Realm. And this is what I'm talking about, bro. Light Vaughn, aka Kira Vaughn, was quick to pack somebody up. Especially when they were in his way, this is why he was so ruthless. So after realizing this was perfect that she had spoken to him first, he decides to question her about the incident as an excuse to write her name in the way she goes out. And after writing her name in her time of death, bro is still just lurking behind her and wondering why she's not going out. Cause she's just looking back at bro still alive and she's even talking. And I don't know about y'all, I feel like Light was moving overly suspicious this whole time, bro. Cause why is he still even walking behind her, bro? Like, chill out. Personally, if I'm Shorty, I'm wondering why this little dude still following me after just getting my name and questioning me. I'm like, something off here. And so finally Light comes to the conclusion that she gave him a fake name. The whole time, this is what her husband should have done. Ironic. Yo, that's messed up. That is messed up. So Light literally follows her another block or two, trying to figure out an excuse to get her real name. So when Shorty tells Light that she wants to go back to the station herself, Light throws out the shot of doom and tells her he's actually a part of the task force team to stop Kira Vaughn. And I don't know, bro. I feel like she should have known he was spewing BS, bro. I'm like, where are the facts? Where are the car facts? I don't care if you're the police chief, son. But yeah, even after this D1 performance of Cap Light pulled, she still insists on not only talking to the task force team directly, but she trying to talk to L directly. Like, who does she think she is, bro? That's L, big L we talking about. He don't just talk to anybody. Apparently she has spoken to him before or something. I don't know. She might have been daydreaming. But yeah, after some more chopping it up, she tells Light that she used to be FBI. And this gives bro an opportunity to glaze her and sauce her up some more. To the point where she states that Light really reminds her of L. Like, what the? Yo, you don't even know this kid, bro. But yeah, little did she know she was speaking to the Light Vaughn. Finally, Light just turns into Leonardo DiCaprio. And after glazing her some more, he invites her to join the task force, bro. The task force he's not even a part of. Boy, does she completely bite the bait. So it's just like, okay, I'll give you my whole government name, even though they got my fiance packed up and sent to the Shadow Realm. Are you serious, bro? Come on, dude. We gotta do better than this. This had to be for plot, but she was desperate too, so I get it, I guess. But yeah, this is when Kira Vaughn activated, to the point it changes the whole environment. Weather and all, it starts snowing. He a cold dude. When she asked bro why he keeps checking his watch, well, it's because I'm Kira Vaughn. And then she just has this look of pure fear in her eyes, bro. Cause who wouldn't, bro? She just gave bro the phone name ski. And she knew her fate was sealed. And so as she starts walking away to her doom, Light couldn't be any more evil and starts asking her questions if she still wants to help out and whatnot. And that her dad's phone's working out, but she's just on autopilot by this point. It's like, I have something to do, bro. Let's rank this one. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I'm going shystiness, Hall of Fame, bro. Simple as that. This was the most devious moment I've seen probably in one of anime histories. The fiance then her. Well, the fiance then the fiance. Efficiency, I'm going with gold, bro. Now, I'm only going with gold because it took Light a minute to get through, but she was not budging. She was on guard. For Vanessa, I'm going Hall of Fame, bro. This was the most devious moment in freaking history. Now look guys, I am still a college student, so if y'all want a part 2 with the rest of the moments, give me some time. I gotta watch the rest of Death Note. Yo, look bro, I know it happens in the end of stuff, but I just never finished it, you feel me? So give me some time, bro, and follow the Instagram and keep me updated on stuff y'all been watching with the vids. Actually DM me some ideas y'all want to see, characters, any of that on Instagram, bro. Simple as that. Just go there, tap in. I'm gonna tap in with you. Thru Crew 5L, God bless y'all. Appreciate all the love we've been showing. 40K on the way.